Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO Wrestling Talk. Sorry for the delay. On both ends. So let's get it get it started. So what we're going to do today? We're interviewing wrestler and commissioner of another wrestling company that he's in. Is Danger Boy Alfredo. So we're gonna bring him in, and Miss Mindy, we're just gonna interview him and just go from there. So let's get it started. Let's see if everything works on his end. Hmm. Let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, that was crazy, but I think I got you.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Hey, you could tell I'm not as young as I used to be, so all this high tech stuff kills me.
No,
But I
I
try to
understand.
be the best that I can.
Hey, I understand. I understand. So we learn something new every day. So that's life.
I know. Trust me. I know. Hey, I didn't know we were behind by an hour.
Yeah, because you're in the East Coast, right?
Yep. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know.
And I'm in Central. So
So I said, Siri, what time is it in Wisconsin? And she said it was like 2:20. I'm like, what? But that's good. At least I got you now.
exactly. So everything worked out.
Thank God. It's just been a crazy weekend.
Oh yeah, it has been. But mainly just gonna talk about your old wrestling career and all that other stuff. So just mainly gonna be about wrestling. So first question is what got you started into wrestling?
Hey, first thing that got me starting into wrestling was I was always a wrestling fan, always watching it with my father Saturday mornings, setting up the little cassette recorder with the microphone near the TV speaker so you could record it on a cassette and then go to your room and hear it at night. And I was a radio guy. I was an on air radio personality guy here in Providence, Rhode Island. And I started hosting events. But I always watched the New England Wrestling Alliance on public access TV. I was hosting an event. I met one of the wrestlers that came to sing karaoke, believe it or not. And I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And after I got it started to talk to him, his name was the Wolverine from the New England Wrestling Alliance. We started talking. He used to hear me on the radio. So he was like, hey, if you're a big fan, why don't you start coming to the shows? So I did. The promoter liked me, my personality, my mouth, that I wouldn't shut up. I like to talk. So he put me as Wolverine's bodyguard. So poor little Wolverine used to be jumped by two or three, four guys. So I was head of his security, his only security. And then he liked the way that we interacted with each other. So he said, you know what, kid? And this guy, gentleman, by the way, was Mr. Rocco D'Alessandro, who we call the godfather of New England wrestling. He's the one that put wrestling in the New England area. I'm talking, I started in 1994, and they were all doing it before me. But he gave me the opportunity, and he put me and Wolverine together in a few matches against these guys that were always going after him. And he liked what he saw. So the crowd loved us together. And then 2025, we're still going at it. I just turned 60 and I can't believe I'm doing this, but it's been a hell of a ride.
Right. I guess you can keep going for it. So wherever works out, it works out. So
So I can't do it no more, my friend. Since I can't, when I'm done, I'm done, but I'm
right.
still going. I'm still going. I'm going to
Exactly.
make you laugh. I started back in 1994. I still have my same pants, which whenever I go to shows, everyone loves my pants because they're the retro pants. And I'm even going to show you just to make you laugh. Can't
Okay.
make this stuff up. I got
Oh,
the
okay.
stars and stripes, what they call the MC Hammer pants from back in the day. I still got them and they still fit. Thank God.
Yeah, you gotta be happy about that. But I guess because they call them NC Hammer pants because they're kind of like windbreaker pants and stuff like that. So
That's exactly what I got. And my little gimmick was back in the day, I used to come out dancing. I still do, but not as much as I used to.
yeah, that's pretty that's pretty cool. So how was your training when first started training? So
Believe it or
how was
not,
it for you?
I went with the New England Wrestling Lions. They had a ring set up in a warehouse, believe it or not, in an old garage. The place was freezing. It was cold. They called it the dinosaur ring because it was so heavy and it was so old school. It had that one little spring in the middle that would bounce, but the thing really wouldn't bounce. So if you got slammed or hit, you felt it. And Wolverine, I was trained by Wolverine and Thrash, a couple of the old legends. And actually, Wolverine and Thrash, we're still going at it. That was my training. My training was like once a week in a garage with all the other guys, and then we do shows probably like once every 2 or 3 weeks, fundraisers for schools, organizations, and that was pretty much. I mean, as training's concerned, that was it. The rest, I wung it, praying to God that I wouldn't get hurt.
So it seems like you didn't have no serious injuries so far.
I mean, I'm going to make you laugh. One of the injuries, one of the when we were in training, one of the guy actually, I can't even make this up. I was wrestling under a mask in Everett, Massachusetts, and I'm trying to think of his name. I think they were the Power Company a few years ago, and they put me and Wolverine. We did a match in Everett, Massachusetts for a wrestling show down there, and they needed extra workers. So I'm like, I'll do it. So they put a Mexican mask on me, and the name that they used for me was hysterical. They told me to make up a name, so everything had to be done quick. So I just said, "How about Johnny T in the house?" And they were like, "What? What kind of a name is Johnny T for a Mexican wrestler?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just liked it." So I came out with the Mexican mask on, a black sweatshirt, black pair of pants, and I came out speaking Spanish, which was awesome because I got Cuban background. That's my nationality. So I came out speaking Spanish. I had the mask on. I would yell at all the people as I was coming down, saying how good looking I was. That if I took this mask off, all the ladies would be chasing me. All the mothers would be driving me crazy. So I did a match with one of the guys from the power company, and I remember we talked real quick in the back, and he got me up in the hole, his finish, like the razor's edge. He had me up, and then he started spinning around. And the next thing I know is he threw me, and I was like a helicopter going like this, and boom, I hit the mat. He got on top of me. 1, 2, 3. He whispers in my ear, "Good job." But the whole time I'm on the ground, I'm like, oh my God, I think I busted my butt because my lower back was killing me and I couldn't make it up. So, the show goes on. So I had to
Right.
go to the back and everyone's laughing, having a great time. And I'm still telling people I'm wearing my mask because I'm very good looking. Then we're in the back and he's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Dude, I never did that in my life." Again, you went with it and you did a lot of praying that you didn't get hurt. But that's probably one of the most craziest and almost injury related that ever happened to me in the ring. But besides that, everybody I worked with has been fantastic. The guys from the WWF, that's how far back I'm going. When it was everybody has been awesome.
That's pretty cool. And it seems like no injuries, so at least that's a good thing for your
You do a
career.
show, you're all done the next day, aches and pains, but a couple of days after that, you're fine.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. That's always good. And I know wrestlers taking like bumps and all that, like every time, and it's just like they hurt the next day. They don't feel it after the match, but they feel it in the morning.
You nailed it. You know, I don't have to tell you. You know,
Right. But speaking of wrestlers, like what wrestlers did inspire you to like become a wrestler, or what was the wrestlers you saw growing up that you was inspired by?
are you ready for this? Tito Santana, Ivan Putski, Bob Backlund, Pedro Morales, pretty much all the baby faces back in the day.
Oh yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. And plus, legends like that. Yeah, I believe it.
And the cool
What?
thing about it is when I actually got to meet a few of these guys, like Tito Santana, they were nothing but impressed. You know, they're like, "Oh my God, you used to watch me back then," and I'm like, "Yeah, now I'm doing the same thing that you are." So it's been crazy, but you know what? I got to meet tons of people backstage at shows. It's been, like I said, it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, it seems like it was a good one too. Um, your first match, who was your opponent, and
The heartthrob, Dana Kama, former WCW and WWF jobber. And the cool thing about it was when I met Dana, I was doing a show for New England Wrestling Alliance, and Rocco D'Alessandro said, "All right, these are the matches. I got a new guy that just called. He's interested. He's from Miami. He just moved to Rhode Island. I told him to bring his gear. So I'm going to have you go against him." Never met the kid in my life. He showed up. We were talking about what I do, what he does, and then he was telling me about how he jobbed for WCW and WWF. And you know, when people say that, you say, "Yeah, okay, sure you did." So we did our match together. He put me over. He put me over. We did a great job. Everybody was impressed because that was my first singles match,
oh,
and I think I did pretty good for myself. So that night we were all talking in the back, and the heartthrob Dana Kama just moved up from Rhode Island, and we're like, "Hey, we're all going out after. You want to come?" So he came with us, and I'm talking 1994, and up to this day, we're still good friends, actually best friends. We work each other over all the time, but he's still doing it with me, and like I said, it's been pretty cool. And back in the day when he was telling me about all these WWF and WCW days, I'm like, "Sure you did." He shows up at my house with VCR tapes, and we put him in, and I'm like, "Holy crap!" Dana wrestled Papa Shango, which we also
yeah,
call Dana and his kid Papa Shango and Little Papa Shango, just for the hell of it. But he's wrestled Shawn Michael, The Undertaker, uh, Diesel. I'm trying to, oh, Ted DiBiase and Virgil. So these are all job matches down in Florida. But you know what? To me, working with somebody that was in WWF, that was awesome. And to still be friends with him, can't ask for anything better.
right, exactly. So that is an impressive lineup, and a few of my favorites as well. So,
Hey, and I'm going to make you laugh even one more. We did a show at Live Pro Wrestling with Teddy Goods, who does stuff with WCW. No, I'm sorry, with WWF, WWE now, and AEW. And he had The Godfather making an appearance at one of the show. So we were in the back, and me being the mouth that I am, I go back there. I meet Charles. We're talking. He's from Las Vegas, and I said, "Hey, I got a buddy of mine that's showing up. You beat the crap out of him in Hollywood, Florida, on Wrestling Superstars." So he was cool in the back. He's like, "I look forward to seeing him." And then Dana shows up. We go back there, and they rekindled the match back in the day. He was telling Dana how he did a great job, he sold good. And it's just cool when something like that happens that you work somebody, then years later, they actually remember you.
right, that's got to be great, and especially still connected all this time too.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Any like accomplishments you have in wrestling so far?
Charles, I got my notes. Hold on. I got my notes. I've been everything from the New England Wrestling Alliance tag team champions, New England Wrestling Alliance television champion, appeared for many, many different wrestling organizations up and down the East Coast. But lately, I've been involved with the Renegade Wrestling Alliance here in Providence, Rhode Island. Uh, I just became their hype champion over a month ago. I also lost the hype champion about a month ago. It was a short little term for a month, but you know what? I had fun. And as of last night, I became the new commissioner for the Renegade Wrestling Alliance, beating out the former commissioner, Senator David Morales. So right now, those two have been my accomplishments. For a 60-year-old guy, that's not bad.
Exactly. It isn't. So,
I'll be honest with you. My highlights in my career have been being managed by Captain Lou Albano. Lou was hysterical. Lou would come up, he would be our tag team manager, go to independent shows with us, make us look good, especially when he said that we were one of his tag team champions and he's proud that we were with him. Uh, we appeared in a segment on WWE in 1999 and 2000, which we destroyed the Friendly Tap owned by Timmy White in Cumberland, Rhode Island, which
yeah.
anyone that checks it out on YouTube, you're gonna see it. Wolverine was the bartender, and I was the guy that got smashed into the jukebox by Bradshaw. And funny story, we were at the place going over everything that we were gonna do. And when Bradshaw said he was going to pick me up and slam me on the jukebox, I had to make sure that I smashed it right in the middle because it's a one take deal. If I don't smash that jukebox, then the theater of the pot ain't going to be there. And I remember going up to Timmy White, the referee that owned the bar, and said, Timmy, I don't want to break your jukebox. I feel guilty. And he's telling me, break the damn jukebox. I am getting my bar redone, and we're getting a huge 70-inch flat screen TV right where that goes. This is when flat screens were popular. So after going through everything in slow motion, the segment came up. I busted the jukebox, and after that, Bradshaw came up and said, "Kid, you did a great job because if not, I was gonna slam you so hard that you were gonna bust the jukebox." That little segment on WWF Raw, we also got sent to the next day or 2 days. No, the next day they were going to Boston. So they took us to Boston. We went to Boston. They took four of us that were involved in the scene with Commissioner Rocco D'Alessandro. They took four of us in a limo, believe it or not. So when you
Nice.
showed up back in the Boston Garden back in the day, that's the name of it. We're coming down this ramp to make our way down to where the limos and all the cars parked. And there's all fans piled up on both sides waiting to see who's coming out. Well, we come out of the limo with our little gear bags. All four of us come out with Mr. D'Alessandro, and we hear the fans going, "Yay!" Then they go, "Who the hell are you guys?" So we come out, and of course we're talking smack, and I'm like, "What do you mean? Who are we? Who are we?" Jerry the King Lawler gave us the name the Locals that night at the bar. So when they took us to the Boston Garden, our thing was, we're here tonight because the acolytes got the best of us, the APA. So we're here tonight to confront them and see if they got the guts to do it again. So it was just hysterical because the kids are all like, "Who the hell are you guys?" And a few people like, "They got beat up last night." So that was kind of cool. So we did that. And when we got there, they sat, we were in the back. The buffet is fantastic, by the way, behind the scenes. They feed you really good. So we're in the back, and me being me, I bought some trading cards, some books in the back. I'm having a guy sign it. It was really, really cool. So Vince and actually Shane McMahon said, "Hey, you guys are going to sit in the back. If we do a segment with you guys, we'll use you. But if not, we'll wait to use you another time." So about 3 months later, SmackDown came to Providence, Rhode Island. We were back at the Friendly Tap again. This time, we were there with the Oh man, see, badass Billy Gunn and the Road Warrior. No, the Road Dog, Jesse James.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my mind's not too good. So we did a skit with them in the bar. We're in there having a fun time. They come in, so we're telling them how the acolytes cheated. You know, they came in here, they beat us up. We weren't expecting it. And then my claim to fame was I said, Bradshaw's lucky I didn't see him coming because now I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna bust him in the mouth. And then you have Road Dog and Badass going, oh yeah, you're really gonna do something to him when you see him. Make a long story short, as you could see from the if you ever watched the video on YouTube from the Friendly Tap in Cumberland, Rhode Island, APA comes in, the bars, everyone starts leaving. They see us playing pool, and of course, they beat the crap out of us again. So that was the claim to fame. But here's the funny part, and I can't make this up. That little scene right there got us in a WWF Raw magazine. And that picture of us getting beat up was in the magazine. And not only was it in the magazine, oh, I got my notes right here. It was in the WWF Raw magazine, January 20th and September 20th, January 2000 and September 2000. And not only did that happen, we're also on a WWF No Mercy trading card,
Nice.
number 73, getting the crap kicked out of us. There's me and Bradshaw going at it. I took this card to one of those sports shops, you know, to get it, however they do it, they rate it. I got a 9.5 for this card out of 10. So this is my little trophy, my little claim to fame right here. But that little clip started a lot for us. You know, we were doing celebrity shows, fundraisers, sporting events, and you get to meet some sporting just from being on WWE, which was WWF back then. So that's what started getting us to go to different wrestling promotions up and down the East Coast, meeting a lot of people. Like I said, it's been one hell of a ride.
Oh yeah, and I do remember that bar scene because I did watch it. I
Well,
do
then you
remember
watch my butt smash the jukebox.
it. Yeah, I did seen it. But yeah, so like you said they just came up to you guys and like want to work with you, but then again, are you still like good with Tim White?
Tim White passed away.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tim White passed away a few years, I mean,
Yeah,
a little while ago.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny
He did.
because I have a WrestleMania book, like a WrestleMania encyclopedia book. And every time I go to any wrestling shows that I'm in or just going to support other indie shows, I bring it with me. And when there's any talent that was on WWF, they sign my autograph. They autograph my book. And in there, one of the first ones you see is Tim White. So it's weird to see it with his name signed on there. Hey, funny story about that. And I can't make this up. Hulk Hogan was in town promoting his beer. I don't know if you got to look at his beer, the Real
Yeah,
American Hero beer. He
yeah,
came
yeah,
to town and I was in charge of his security for one of the liquor stores that he was at. They asked if I wanted to come while the crowd is lining up waiting because it was a long wait, entertain the crowd because they knew me as an indie wrestler and I would be in charge of his security. So what I did was I jumped on the shot to do it. I took my book, my WrestleMania book, and I also took, which I got downstairs, I should have brought it up. I have a mouse pad with my face on Hulk Hogan's body. This thing is like 30 years old. It's old. So just for the hell of it, I took my book and I put my mouse pad inside. Hogan came, and I'm going to be honest, the guy was fantastic. He was there for an hour and a half. It was the first 245 people that came in, but the only thing was he really couldn't sign anything, just the beer. So
yeah,
he would sign the beer cases, but he actually took the time for a lot of like little kids. He would sign stuff, which I thought was pretty cool.
oh yeah,
So they were telling us, don't ask him for anything till everybody leaves the store, and it's just the employees that work at the liquor store and then myself. So they were trying to rush because he had to go to another signing that he was doing at another liquor store. So right before he left, we got to take some pictures together, and he was awesome. And actually, I was wearing the same shirt. So he was impressed. He goes, "Oh, good shirt, brother, good shirt." So I said, "Hey, now, his PR people are trying to rush him to leave."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Hey, Hulkster, can you do me a favor? Can you sign my book?" Yep, no problem. So he signed my book, and when I opened it up to have him sign it, he sees my mouse pad. So he jumped. He goes, "What?" And he looked at it. I said, "Look at the face." And he goes, "That's you." And I go, "Yeah." So he's showing it to his people, and his people are like, "Oh, that's awesome." But I know his people deep down inside are saying, "Can we go? Can we go?" So he actually signed it for me, and that's it. He was on his way, and I was like a little kid at the candy store. I got a free uh 12 pack of beer with his signature. I got my book signed and my mouse pad signed. So I was happy.
Yeah, you got your pick with him too, right?
Yep, I did. I got that hanging downstairs, 8 by 10.
That's cool. Yeah, because he was here and he's actually here in the area this week.
So you got him now.
Yeah, he was here this past August
Okay.
for the same thing. So
So
yeah,
then you know exactly what I'm talking about. The beer promotion. Come on down, meet the Hulkster. But he ain't signing nothing, but he's gonna sign his beer. But he was cool. He was very, very cool.
right. He was. So my next question will be, have you like wrestled anybody that made it up there, or vice versa, or wherever the case may be?
Wolverine and I got the crap kicked out of us by the Mean Street Posse. I don't know if you remember them. They were
Yep,
Shane
I remember
McMahon's
them.
guys from Greenwich, Connecticut. We did a K&S fundraiser show in New Haven, Connecticut. They asked us to come down. We are going to do a tag match, and honestly, we didn't know who we were wrestling. We had no clue. We show up with our gear. We're in the back, and then you guys are wrestling the Mean Street Posse. Yep, you're right. They beat the crap out of us, but how many people could say they got beat up by the Mean Street Posse?
Right.
Wolverine did a match. Now we were doing a show in Burrville, Rhode Island for the high school. Wolverine wrestled Jake the Snake Roberts,
Oh,
and it was cool because Wolverine had a match with Jake. I had a match with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. So for Wolverine's match, it was funny because I stayed outside the ring cheering him on, and the announcers kept making fun of me, saying, "Hey, why doesn't he go in there and beat up and help Wolverine beat up Jake?" And I look at the camera and I said, "Because I'm not an idiot." So Wolverine got the DDT. Jake got the 1, 2, 3. Everyone's yelling at me to get in the ring, and I'm like, "Nope, I'm good. I got Brutus the Barber Beefcake after this. I got to worry about myself." Uh, so I was supposed to wrestle Brutus the Barber. Brutus was not feeling good, which was me. I was like, "Wow, this sucks for me." So Dana Kemmer, the heartthrob, had to come out and wrestle me that night. And it was funny because we gave him the belt. We gave him the Rhode Island television title. Where it's like, "Here, take the belt with you. You're the new champion." So he had the belt for like 8, 9 minutes, and then he lost it to me, and I became the new Rhode Island television champion. We're in the back, and then we found out after the fact that Brutus wasn't feeling good, and he left. And actually, at that show, we had Gorgeous George with us, the ex valet to Randy the Macho Man.
yeah.
So she was pretty cool to hang out with back there. But they ended up going back to Boston because he wasn't feeling good. But hey, I got a title out of it. I'm happy. And I wrestled Greg the Hammer Valentine in Everett, Massachusetts. So we're in the back, and he's telling me, "Hey, okay." Now it's funny I'm telling you all this stuff because we're in the business, so we know. So he's
Right.
telling me I'm going to drop the hammer on you, my hammer. So I'm like, "Okay," with my little, "All right, just don't kill me." So we did our match. He gets me down. I'm on the ground waiting. And he did tell me that when you're down, keep your head to the side. Don't move. Just keep your head to the side as you're sleeping to the side, just like this. So I'm like, "Okay." Well, I couldn't see what was going on. So I guess he's working the elbow in the crowd. So I decided to take a peek. So as I start turning my face over to see what was going on, he dropped it, and then I mean, I got scraped from here to here, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. We're in the back, and he looks at me and he goes, "Kid, I told you to keep your head sideways. Don't look up." And I told him I was too nervous and excited. I wanted to see what was going on. And then there's a picture of me and Greg together in the back, and you could see the blood coming down because when he scraped me, he got me pretty good. But at the end, I'm in the back telling everybody, "Look what Greg Valentine did to me. I loved it. I loved it. You can't make this up. You can't." And then I wrestled Virgil in New Jersey, Tottawa, New Jersey. And of course, we're the jobbers, but it's just fun being in the ring with these old timers. And here I am calling them old timers, and look what I am.
Yeah, seemed like you had fun with some of the legends. So
You know what? I've had too much fun, too much to talk about, and it just keeps coming. And I'll take it all day long.
exactly. Since you've kind of faced some of the big names and stuff, like what would be your dream match if it could be anybody independent or anybody that's up there?
That's a good question. There's so many great guys that are working out there in the indies, up in the pros. My dream match, if I ever had to do a dream match, I couldn't tell you. There's too many guys. I mean, there's too many people. But you know what? Heartthrob Dana Kama, one of my favorites. Like I said, we've been wrestling together for 30 years. And if I could do a big time arena show with him, that would be fantastic. But as far as superstars, maybe Roddy Piper as a heel, because he could talk and I could talk as a baby face. So I know we would have fun working off each other pretty good.
Yeah, I just wish he was still alive. So
Oh
that would have
yeah.
been
A
something.
lot of these guys we wish they were still alive. I'm
Oh
telling you,
yeah,
Captain Lou Albano was fun to hang out with. He had the same speech, he'd say the same thing, but there was the way that he said it, it was hysterical.
right. So rest in peace to those guys, and no,
Yeah.
it just sucks. Like another one. Are you like training like anybody currently? Like, are you like a trainer as well?
Well, Wolverine and I go to these independent wrestling promotions. American Wrestling League is one. We'll go, like, we got one coming up this Sunday, the 23rd. See, I don't like to date anything because we don't know when these things air. And then people will be like, "Hey, there's a show." But we got a show coming up this Sunday, October 23rd, American Wrestling League. We get there extremely, extremely early for the new guys that are coming up. And we get in the ring with them. We train with a couple of the other older guys. And we just show them what to do, what not to do. A lot of the stuff that have kept us safe. If you don't feel comfortable doing anything, don't do it because you don't want to get hurt.
Right.
Last night, we just did a show for Renegade Wrestling Alliance last night at Our Lady of the Rosary Church in Providence at the function hall. And one of the guys, oh, I'm sorry, call coming through, but I ain't getting it. One, uh, one of the guys broke his ankle.
Ooh.
Yep. Mike Grassa broke his ankle last night. And it's scary. He'll be out for a little bit, but he's one of the up and coming great independent wrestlers out there. The Miney racer, Mike Grassa. So I hope him the best. Hope he recovers, but he's going to be out for a little bit. But again, on any given day, somebody could get hurt,
Right. That
and a
is
lot
true.
of us, a lot of us do it as a hobby. We do it for fun. We're not making a living doing this, so you can't
Right.
afford to get hurt.
Exactly. Especially if you got your main job that you got to work at too. So yeah, I understand that.
Hey, real quick, I know you asked me earlier, so I'm looking at my notes as I'm looking at you. Because like I said, I've been through me and Wolverine and a bunch of us have been through so much in this business. But one of my real highlights is we appeared in Pro Wrestling Illustrated Top 500 Wrestlers. I
Oh,
don't know if you knew that.
oh, I
Uh,
know about Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
yep, we were I'm reading it right here, ranked in the top five superstars in wrestling. I was personally ranked 410 in 1989. I was ranked 383rd in 1999 and 419 in 2000. So one of my good friends, when I was back in radio, he used to make all the clothes for the radio station, all the T-shirts and jackets. So he made me my very first wrestling jacket. It still fits. I just can't buckle it. But this is it right here. You're going to see the official Danger Boy jacket. I'm taking it off just for you. This jacket's been with me, like I said, since we started. And if you look on this sleeve, you're going to see the Pro Wrestling Illustrated ratings. If you look on this sleeve, you're going to see Rhode Island Wrestling Alliance and Raw is War. If you look on the inside, you're going to see the New England Wrestling Alliance that started it off. And then you got my logo, Danger Boy Alfredo, the Cuban Missile. And then on the back, Danger Boy Alfredo. And you know what they say, it doesn't get any better than this. And believe the hype.
That's an impressive jacket. I do like that.
This jacket's been with me since I started. Every time I'll post something on Facebook or something, Lou G. Francesco made these for us. And the funny part is, he used to say to me when I met him, I watch you guys on TV. I got to make you guys look good. Come by my shop. So we did. We went by his shop and he gave us these jackets. I wish it would have gone one size up, but it is what it is. It was a gift. And then every year after that, when we made the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, we go by and he engraved the years, which, in my opinion, being local guys from the New England area, that to me is a big accomplishment.
Right.
I mean, to be rated in the top 500 in the world
Oh yeah.
as a sports entertainer, I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, that is impressive. Like I said, I didn't know anything about Pro Wrestling Illustrated until like the 2000s. So,
Of course you did it. You know why you did it? Because you're a young boy. Back in the day, that's all how you got your wrestling news. You had to go to the newsstand and get Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Now we go on the computer and everything's there.
yeah, that's true. And I'm
I got you on that one.
about to be 44 next month, so I'm not that young.
I'm 60 and you look great for 44.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
That's because I have to shave it all off and look young and try to look young.
Yeah, fair point. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Hopefully still doing independent shows. I mean, hopefully still the Renegade Wrestling Alliance commissioner. You know, I've done shows with Fight Life in Massachusetts, Teddy Goods Live Pro Wrestling. Hopefully still involved with these guys, doing little matches and little skits here and there. But at 60, I'll keep going till I can't go anymore, to be honest with you. I'm not going to be one that sits there on the couch doing nothing. If I could get on to a wrestling show, if they're going to use me, then I'm going. And just work the crowd and have a good time. Take advantage of it while I can.
Yeah, that's a good thing to hear. Something like Ric Flair, like I'll never retire.
Nope, you're right. I probably won't. I probably won't. But I got a hell of a wrestling collection between pictures and videos, all my matches, everything I got on VHS tapes, which you're probably saying, what is that? But a VHS tape. Then I went over to the DVDs. So every one of my matches, whether it was on WWF every independent show. I got everything stored away. I mean, I sometimes I'll show them to my wife and kids. They don't care. It's like whatever. But
Yeah,
hey, it's my memories. They're my memories.
exactly. And I was just going to point out that where your kids were going to be interested in, like, probably do something that you do.
I tried on both. I even told my son, "Hey, you could be the next Danger Boy. You could wear this." And he looks at me like I'm crazy. But it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, do the family like come to your shows, like when you wrestle and stuff?
No, not really. They came to the last one, which was February. They came to the February show because that we were going to do a 3-on-3, a Legends match, and that's when it was going to be intro announced that Morales has been a bad boy as the commissioner, and that his contract's being expired. It's ending. It's ending soon, and that T Phoenix, the owner of Renegade Wrestling Alliance, has already picked out a candidate to go against him in the voting online. And I kind of wanted them to come because that's kind of cool. Let them see what I do. And then when they introduce me, I come through the curtain like a nut job, getting the crowd pumped up. So that's what started everything for last night when the voting was completed and I ended up winning. So they don't usually go to a lot of events, but I don't blame them because it's not their thing. And we get there, well, you probably know, we get there extremely early so we
Hmm.
can set up the ring, set up the chairs, go over everything. So it's a long day. It's a
Oh yeah.
long day. Then after we got to break everything down. And if it's an early show, we go to the Chinese buffet, which I call my gym, and we eat good after the show
That'd be the thing. So that's I take it as like one of your places to go to, like after you're done with the show.
every single time. It depends where the show is. We find that all you could eat buffet. Actually, that's what we're all looking forward to this Sunday because it's an early show. It's a 1 o'clock show. So we figure if we could get everything done and quick, we could be eating by 4:30.
That's one good way to put it. And when it comes to food, everybody loves food.
We work for food pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so I was going to ask you, like, if you ever decide, if you want to travel up to, like, everywhere in the United States or something like that, where the place you would want to wrestle at?
I probably, you know what? I lived a short time in San Diego, California, because my father and we were younger where he worked, and in Miami, Florida. I would probably say, and I was born in New York City, so I've been around. I would probably say Miami, Florida, or New York City, only because coming from a Cuban background, being Cuban, I like to get all my Spanish people cheering me on.
Right, exactly. You got any favorites that's like currently like wrestling in the WWE or AEW or whoever the case right now?
Any
Got any
wrestlers
favorites?
that I like, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, I got to go with Teddy Goods. He does a lot of the dark matches. He was actually on WWE a few months ago, taking on, and I can't even remember his name right now, but he was the Russian guy, the big guy, Russian with the hair slicked to the side.
Oh, Gunter.
That's it. Teddy was in the ring with Gunter. I mean, he looked good. I mean, he looked good. But Gunter at the end, 1, 2, 3. But I mean, a lot of the great names that I've met. I mean, I'm telling you, Eddie Guerrero, fantastic to hang out with in the back. Mick Foley, uh, believe it or not, Kirk Angle was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Captain Lou, always a crowd favorite. Papa Shango, also known as the Godfather. Road Dog, Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn. Superfly Jimmy Snuka was pretty cool when we met him at a show. And actually, he did the main event against Road Dog for that show. Uh, Val Venus, Ken Shamrock. Now I'm going back, as you can
Yeah.
tell. I'm going back. I mean, but everyone that I have met, I swear to you, have been fantastic. there were a couple of guys that you meet in the back that look at you, and I don't want to mention any names,
You don't
but
have to.
they look at you in the back and they see you showing up your little bag. And I remember one guy, he was with Edge and Christian. We were in the back. We showed up in Providence, and he's like, "Who are these guys?" And I think Edge was the one that said, "Oh, they're doing a thing tonight with the APA." And that individual was pretty much laughing at us and saying, "Oh, look at those guys. They want to be us." And I remember Eddie Guerrero pretty much being back there and telling him, "Hey, shut up. We all started somewhere. These guys are starting up. We're already there. Give them a break." And I thought that was the coolest thing that somebody could do. And I'm going to be honest with you because I am an honest guy. After that gentleman made that comment, I'm saying to myself, all right, so you're laughing at us. You know what? I hope something happens to you that you get screwed and you don't wrestle no more to see how it feels like. And about 2 or 3 weeks after that, the person got hurt and he was off the roster. So the other guys were like, man, that was you. You were wishing something bad on him. I'm like, I didn't wish anything bad on him. Just don't disrespect us, that guys that are coming into the business, because you're already there and you're not really on the top tier of the WWF. You're kind of like making your way up. So don't make fun of us because you never know what's going to happen in the future. What goes around comes around. And I'm a firm believer of that.
Right, exactly. And I think I may know the wrestler you're talking about, so I'm not going to say anything.
No, we'll keep it. Shh.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. So, any like upcoming event you want to tell everybody that's going to be watching? So this most likely going to be on sometime today. So,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we got a AWL show coming up in Woonsocket, Rhode Island next Sunday. Coming up the second week. I can't eat. Oh, you know what? I think I got my calendar in front of me right now. Yes, I do. It's actually balancing my laptop, keeping it straight because now I'm crooked. I'm gonna put my trading card underneath now to. There we go. I'm lifting it up. But we got coming up in April. We got Renegade Wrestling Alliance April Rain at Johnston Recreation Center at 6 o'clock. We got, let's see, in May, we're back at the Johnston Rec Center for Bend the Knee at 6 o'clock. Live Pro Wrestling on May 31st with Teddy Goods. So those are like up and coming shows for the next few months. But you know what? It keeps us busy with all these other wrestling organizations, and we all get together and have a good time.
right. So yeah, that's the main thing.
Having a good time, hanging out with friends, that's what it's all about. Seriously. If you're not out to have fun with everybody, then just go home. Don't even show up.
Yeah, I agree with you with that 100%. So, before we close, like one question before I ask you one more last question. Were you thinking of maybe running a promotion yourself?
I actually did. I don't know if we got into that, but after I started doing the New England Wrestling Alliance, uh, I was having a lot of fun. And Rocco Delisandro, I mean, I owe him a lot because he was the one that pretty much found the character. My stage name on the radio when I was on the morning show was Danger Boy. So he pretty much told me to keep the same name, but we're going to add Danger Boy Alfredo. So he would do a lot of the promote of the shows, and then I started getting into it, and I started booking fundraisers for high schools and middle schools. So he would go under New England Wrestling Alliance, and I would be under his umbrella. And I used to go by Rhode Island Wrestling Alliance. So we would have the NEWA, then we have the RIWA. So I probably did about anywhere from about 12 to 15 shows. And I'm telling you, all the shows that I promoted, they were all packed. They were all packed fundraisers because we did them at the schools. And the schools used to advertise the crap out of it. So it wasn't just the kids at the school, it was anybody that wanted to come. So I did that for a while. And then I don't know if you know how it is, but I have kids. The kids came. I own a professional DJ company. I referee basketball games. I umpire baseball games, and I'm a retired police officer from the city of Woonsocket, Rhode Island. So I was kind of busy. So when everything started hitting at one point, it was back in the day when WWF was getting a little risque back in the day.
Yeah.
So a lot of the schools didn't want to start doing wrestling shows because they didn't know what was going to happen. So I was cool with that. I got my shows in, my promotions in. So then after that, I just kept doing shows with NEWA and whoever wanted me to show up and make an appearance.
Oh, that's
But that
cool.
was a good question. I forgot to tell you that part. And of course, we were seen on TV on public access here in the Rhode Island on channel 13 and on channel 18. And up to this day, we're still seen on TV. That's one reason I said to you, I don't like to date anything because the shows are still going on. And
Right.
whenever I happen to be home on a Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, I'll tune into channel 13 to see which episode it is. And I usually say, man, I look good. I'm going back. I'm going back 20, 25 years.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, one last question: where's people can find you at on your platform?
You could go to Facebook and go to Alfred Travieso, or better yet, this is going to be cool. Go to YouTube and Google Danger Boy Alfredo and Wolverine, and you'll see probably the latest matches that we have done with all different organizations. But hey, Danger Boy Alfredo, Wolverine, or if you really want to be cool, Friendly Tap, Cumberland, Rhode Island, WWE. And hopefully you'll see a lot of stuff that you'll get a kick out of, you'll appreciate it, and at least get a good laugh out of the deal.
Exactly, and I appreciate you being over here, and thank you so much. Has been very entertaining, so I enjoy myself.
That's why we're here. And you know what they say when you got Wolverine and Danger Boy, it doesn't get any better than this. Believe the hype, baby.
Thank you very much. You have a good one, and like I said, we'll do this again, hopefully.
You too, my friend. Hey, I'll see you one time, maybe in your end of the woods.
Hey, I hope so.
All right. Thank you for everything.
No problem. And this is Danger Boy Alfredo. So you already saw that, where you find them at. So get a chance, check out the stuff. Um, Everybody that's watching live through Twitch and YouTube, appreciate it. This will be on maybe like about an hour from now on YouTube and on Wrestling Fans Speak Out Spotify. So yeah, it'll probably be within the hour. It will be on here. So you guys get a chance, check it out. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Talk about more than just wrestling. Talk about our basketball team here, Milwaukee Bucks. We also talk about comic book movies and TV news, and also we talk about developments that's going on in the city as well. So please check out our YouTube channel and also check out our website, wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com for like upcoming events in the Midwest. Also, videos like this one. So this will be on there. And also you can check out, events that we went to as well. So check out the photos of that as well. So I appreciate it, guys. And thanks for watching. Until the next video, you guys have a good one and see you later.